We're here at the 70th anniversary of the Detroit Autorama, Detroit, Michigan. I'm Derek Samson from Samson Design. This is Shawn Nichoalds, the owner of the 67 Nova Chevy 2 that we call Rome. And Shawn's going to tell you a little bit about how the car was born and how this whole process started.
Yes, my dad got the call whenever he was on his way or in the hospital, getting ready to have open heart surgery. And I immediately thought that I needed to have a car with him, as he did a car for both of my brothers. And luckily, thankfully, my dad recovered, and that's immediately what we did. We started looking for a 67 Nova, and I had the dream of going to the Riddler show and competing. I didn't know what it would take, but that dream came true with Derek and Samson Design. So here we are, and again, thank you, Derek.
Yeah, really thank you, Shawn, for the opportunity to be here. It's just an incredible experience, to be here and to work for Shawn and his dad, Mike. There were so many things that we did together. It was like a family. This is an amazing opportunity, but to do it with such wonderful people and to make it to the 70th anniversary, it was just awesome. A real highlight to Rome is the 496 big block Chevrolet engine. There's so many one-off details to this engine, but something that you'll see right off is the one-off valve covers with the Rome logo and the valve covers, the R on the front of the air filter. You got the Rome on the top of the Ram jet. There's just so many little things that we did to make it all look like it was always that way, but at a show car quality level. Everything on the motor is fully polished, chrome plated. Even the heads have been ground, all the casting, and smooth and fully polished. We wanted everything on the motor to almost look like when you opened up the hood, it was just like a diamond ring in there. Everything reflects off the bottom of the hood that's been smoothed and double paneled. The core support's been fully handmade. There's not one piece of this engine compartment that isn't from scratch. The firewall, the inner fenders. We even welded all the fenders up and hid all the bolts inside. We didn't want to see any bolts, how you bolted the fenders onto the car. We fully smoothed the cowl on the car. We actually took the wiper motor and reversed it and put it inside under the dash and reversed the linkage so it would still work and it still parks just like it would in the factory. Moving into the grill area, after we talked about the engine, we actually body worked and fit all the moldings for the headlights, the grill. Everything was taken on and off the car many times. And then it's hard to see, but we even etched the glass on the headlights, got the R in the headlights and in the taillights. And another thing that we talked about earlier with the show was that even in the mirrors, in the rearview mirror of the car, it has the R in the glass. So we're really trying to kind of tie in that little bit of that OEM, how they put logos and little details in the glass just to kind of take it to that next level. Another thing about a feature on this car, the engine made 700 horsepower. So to do that, we put a lot of extra structure in the car. We didn't want to put a roll cage in the car, so we actually used thick wall tubing and actually made a full custom chassis, but it's all actually welded into the car, and then we ground all the welds and smoothed everything. It's a good time to talk about the undercarriage. So almost every square inch of the bottom of this car is handmade, from the custom air dam panel under the bumper into the engine belly pan under the engine and transmission. There goes through the grill. This helps tunnel the air into the engine to try to cool it, because we all know big blocks are hard to cool. And then I made the heat cutout vents under the motor, which is actually the exact same profile and shape as the insert on the side of the fender. So we tied in that same shape and built the belly pan underneath. So we started with a TCI components front end, then we handmade all the tubing and built the whole chassis under the car. Even the mounts under the rear end actually started out as an aftermarket mount, but then we plated them and boxed them and molded them into the car to look like a one-off mount. After that, actually just started with flat quarter-inch sheet and actually handmade the entire rear end housing. So the only thing we used was 2 axles and a third member. The rest of the entire rear end's handmade. The bars are handmade and chrome plated. One of the features on this car with Rome was, even though it started out with Shawn putting parts in his parents' bedroom and his mom asking him, when are you going to get these parts out of here? And he's like, Rome wasn't built in a day. So I took that even farther with the Rome name, and we talk about the elegance and the style and the timeless look of the car. Kind of fits into so many things, and the beauty of actually, Rome the city. So another exciting feature about Rome is the full custom interior that we built at Samson Design. With Shawn's help and ideas that he had and my stylistic ideas, we were able to create a complete one-off interior, from all the handmade trim that fits into the panels. When you close the doors up, all the trim lines up perfectly, to the R's in the doors, to the one-off sill plates that say Roan. We even machined the insert for the seat trim with the R in it. We made floor panels. I love different textures, colors, and to be creative, we try to mix a lot of different things, from the European carpet to the beautiful orangey tan leather, to the black leather that we mixed in with a little bit of this charcoal perforation, which kind of ties into some of the charcoal accents in the wheels and then underneath the car. We really try to take these colors like we painted in the belly pan in the bottom of the car and use those same colors inside the car, so everything front to back, just like the back seats. We wanted something that suggested a bench seat but matched perfectly through the front seats, so we sunk the seats in, built a full one-off custom two-piece console. We fabricated all the trim. The stainless mesh in the console matches the same mesh underneath the belly pan. And then this has a beautiful sound system, but we wanted to hide it all. So all the speaker grills are all made out of the same mesh and trim as we did on the belly pan. So we're not using different meshes or different trims. It's all matched throughout the interior. We built a full headliner in the car that actually has the same design as the seats. And then we put the same dome light as we did in the side of the console, just to illuminate the interior. And then to finish it off, got some beautiful custom gauges that light up with the beautiful reddish orange accents, and then the R on the horn button to match the wheels. So back here we carried the same theme from the custom interior into the trunk. We fabricated these metal panels just to kind of tie in some of the silver color like we did on the dashboard. Made this custom panel here. It's actually removable on the backside to get into the custom latch system that we did. It's got a cool little cable and a little knob underneath here that you can pull and release the trunk. And even the knob on the trunk at least has the R on it for the Roan. Behind here we've got 2 batteries. This flips up for your gas fill. It's got the R on the cap for the gas, and just a real clean little way to hide the gas cap to keep it. Originally it was on the outside of the vehicle. With the custom stainless tank, we wanted to hide everything and keep it clean. To finish it out, got a beautiful back bumper that Advanced Plating did for us. Welded up all the bolts on the bumper. It's been copper dipped, block sanded numerous times to get it laser straight. And then we actually handmade the bumper brackets, and Shawn's dad Mike helped us a lot with that, and even made inserts that go into the bumper to hide all the bolts on the back side, so when it's all up in there it just has a very clean look.
I'm happy to be here. This is a dream come true. With Derek's help, we made it to the Riddler. I'm looking forward to spending time with my dad, enjoying him, going to the circuit, the Autorama circuit. If you see us in Chicago, KC, Indy, Cleveland, Houston, come stop by and say hi.